Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Abu Dhabi 2020. We had Rob, we had myself, we had Dave, we had Harry, we had Samir, we had Ken, and the grid formed up, as you can see. Samir's on pole, Harry's second, Dave's third, I'm bunched fourth. John blotted his copybook a bit by only getting fifth, having wiped his car out, and unfortunately Rob's plan to engage in a test session in qualifying was foiled by his accident, leaving him precious little time for practice. The lights are out and it's flat out. Now I make a good start, and the important point here is I'm going to go for the inside and give a bit of room for Dave, who's coming back on. Let's check out, he's come back on, but I've eased off for a moment, and that leaves the Red Bull the chance to come up and bother me. Generally I have a big tank slapper, and you'll see that there's a bit of an incident behind, because interview sideways and backwards is Russell in the Williams. So let's get underway, and sure enough the yellow flags are out. Yep, the safety car is out. There's bits of carbon fibre all over the place. The safety car is going to be coming in a minute. If you look up ahead, you'll see the Ferrari boys are all over the track as they position themselves for the safety car restart. I'm lining up Daniel Kvyat, and as we start to move through the pack now, you'll see I'm beginning to get the chance to just squeeze inside two people in one go, so that was quite nice. P8, lap 5, chasing Perez. Oh, and this is aero wash. See the car move, and it's drifting. It's going to be huge. There's plenty of runoff. Burn the tyres round. Oh, lap 5, P18, P19 as Magnussen cuts across. You can see the bollard. I just had to remove, do what I can. So it's wheel to wheel stuff now with Russell, who's still going, it would appear, despite having entered turn 3 backwards on lap 1. Lap 6, P16. Brake as late as I dare, and this small tap, they're all getting in each other's way ahead, so Hulkenberg was a bit slower than I thought. I removed a small piece of wing, and that was going to be my downfall, as you'll see. Lap 6, the tyres are going a little bit. The team want me to pit. I'm having to be a bit firm with the, oh, he's pushing with the Toro Rosso. They're getting in each other's way as their tyres are going off. I've got to make sure I don't run into the back of them. Keep it easy. I've got to defend from the Toro Rosso behind. Gasly's quick and he's keen. The team want me in the pits. I've got a damaged wing. And that was that. So that was the end of my race. So unfortunately that brought out a virtual safety car at this point. Nothing more apparently, so it wasn't too appalling for the rest of them. Yep, so it's lap 7, lap 8 as they start. You can see that Rob's had a bit of a bad initial start to the race. He's on a different strategy now. There's a time penalty there for Dave, but it's Samir leading from Harry, and Dave's not far behind, only 3 seconds behind. Fourth is John in the other Ferrari, but that's John there. That's John there. It's a 3-point turn. Find his way back on the track, and that's rather put John back, which places him now in this position where after Dave's stop, although John's ahead, John's on very used tyres, and although the Ferrari team management are holding their breath at this point, Dave is passed, through and off. So John's pit stop that followed almost ended in disaster. An enormous sideways moment exiting the pits. Cold tyres, too much throttle, and there's a bit off his wing already. So John now recovering himself. He's got Ken up ahead somewhere. Wow, that's all over the road. That's all over the road for Rob, who's on a different strategy to many of the people, so he's hoping to move up. And you can see there Ken and Harry are doing great things in the Mercedes. Rob meanwhile is trying to carve through from the back. That Haas should really have seeded that corner, but very rough play there by Magnussen. Rob's now got a little bit of wing damage, I think, and that possibly resulted in the following. So as Rob comes through the corner, following again closely the car ahead, and perhaps a little like myself earlier on, finds that suddenly there's not as much grip as you think there is, and that's a wrecked Renault. So Rob's valiant attempt to come through the field from behind is foiled. Samir's making progress through the lapped traffic. Rob sadly retired. That's Ken going the long way round the chicane. He's under some pressure now. John's not far behind him. And Dave up ahead though is pitting. So lap 17, John's trying to hunt down Ken. Dave just had a stop, and we wind up in this position where everyone's quite close. Dave, Ken, and then the third car, that's John. Getting tight here. And remember, some of these guys are carrying penalties, including Samir, I believe. So there's a bit added on, but John's blown it. That's a Ferrari with no nose. He's understeered off, tagged his front wing off, comes into the pits, and in a display of astonishing ineptitude, the Ferrari team decline to give him a new nose cone and send him away. What can John do from here? Well, he tries as hard as he can to find his way back to the pits as Harry picks up a penalty, but that just pings his front wheel off. And that was the end of John's race. It also caused a massive traffic jam. It's a blind corner, but even so, with the yellow flags out, you would have expected some of these guys to do a little better than that. That, I believe, is Samir blasting past. He worked out what their trouble was, and he leaves them all to sort themselves out. He was lapping these guys anyway. All of which leaves Samir in a pretty solid position up front, but with a safety car. On the restart, you'll notice Ken there just nerfing the back of some of the slower cars and having, oh, that was an exciting moment. Turns it round. Fortunately, Ken manages to get away with that with just wing damage. But again, following cars in those fast sweeping corners, tricky, lack of aero, and suddenly it all goes horribly wrong. So it's lap 26. Sam's leading. Harry's not too far behind after the safety car. Dave's ploughing on there. We can see him. He's had a very good race, Dave. Actually kept Harry on his toes, I think. Ken's some way behind, having had that monster spin. But things are in fact going to get worse for poor Ken, I'm afraid. Myself, Rob, and John, of course, are out. It's lap 28, and if you notice, Ken has a DNF sign. Ken's had a moment and has unfortunately mashed his Mercedes sufficiently hard that it doesn't move. Now, unfairly, he doesn't pick up the point that he should have done, because they didn't recognise him as a finisher, even though he actually completed 27 laps ahead of nearly most of the field. But it's Sam's race. Congratulations to Sam. Championship, of course, securely his. Not too far behind. Well done, Harry. Again, quite unobtrusive race by Harry, really. Dave, one of his best showings, I think. He should be pleased with that. And those were the survivors from the Abu Dhabi race. So, congratulations to all of them. Commiserations to everyone else. The results as they come up. Yep. Sam, Harry, at the top there. At the bottom, sadly, I'm right at the bottom. First one out, Rob and John, and then Ken also failed to finish. But congratulations to those who did. Smooth and efficient. Great season. Hope you all enjoyed it. And maybe see you again sometime. Thank you.